to eventually rule the world from Jerusalem. I have said, this is my answer. You don't have to agree with me. But if you say that I am wrong, you must tell me what is right. Is that fair? Britain became the first ruling state of the modern world after the Jewish-Christian alliance was established in Europe and modern Western civilization was born. The scientific and technological revolution commenced in Britain. And I want to commend to you, those of you who want to pursue your PhD, go and do it. In the scientific and technological revolution, study it. Study Boyle's law, study the emergence of the steam engine. Study how steam took over from the horse and the cart. Study the emergence of the aircraft. The scientific and technological revolution is still continuing. There's more to come. But it started in Britain. That's the heart of it. Britain ruled the world. Ruled Britannia. The sun never set on the British Empire. And then Britain produced money after the Bank of England was created in 1676 or somewhere around there. And the sterling pound became the ruling currency in the world. And then Britain showed a mysterious, inexplicable relationship with the Holy Land, which cannot be explained by normal tools of political analysis. I argue that only Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam could explain it. And then there is the Balfour Declaration. I wish I had the time to expand on this, but you've already read my books and you've already studied the subject. And then Britain gave way to a second ruling state, the United States of America. I believe that I am perhaps the first to have interpreted and applied the hadith this way. And that there are many now in the world who are agreeing with my analysis. When Dajjal, within a day like a year, having been released in that island, the island was Britain. And Britain ruled the world for a day like a year, which is the 600. And when Britain gave way to the United States, and when you listen to my lecture on Dajjal, we have the DVD there, you get evidence from me. I don't have the time to repeat it now. The United States became the second ruling state in the world, and the US dollar replaced the British pound. And the United States maintains a sinister, mysterious relationship with the Holy Land and with Israel. And I say that this is a day like a week. And that the United States will not remain as the ruling state in the world indefinitely. Rather, the United States will rule the world for a much shorter period of time than Britain. Where does Imran Hosein get that knowledge from? Where? Who taught him that? It's not taught in any of the schools of diplomacy. No political scientist in the world speaks like this. Who is he? I am simply interpreting words spoken in Arabia 1400 years ago by a man who could not read and could not write. It is Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam who is explaining. And when the United States is to give way to a third and a last ruling state in the world, then the US dollar will no longer survive as the ruling currency in the world. 15 years ago, and for the last 15 years I've been saying this. And those here in Trinidad will bear evidence if they've heard my lectures. Yes, Imran was saying this, the US dollar is going to collapse. And nobody else was saying it. It's now happening. And so a third and a last ruling state must emerge. And a new international monetary system must emerge to replace the Bretton Woods Accord, in which the US dollar was given the status of the ruling currency in the world. We have more to speak about in the next session on this subject. I have suggested that a day like a month is now coming to an end, and a day which is like a week is about to commence. There's no one else who's saying that in the world of Islam. I'm the only one. But events which are unfolding are confirming this analysis. If they ask me, where is the hadith? Why doesn't he quote the hadith? We didn't see in the hadith that Britain is the ruling state and that is stage one. I have to say to them, well, just wait and see. Events which are unfolding are confirming the validity of this hadith, so I don't have to bother with your criticisms. In order for Britain to become the ruling state in the world, in order for the United States to become the ruling state in the world, and in order for Israel to become the ruling state in the world, and then for Dajjal to emerge and declare, I am the Messiah, they had to wield a formidable weapon. A terrible weapon they had to wield to achieve this. And that weapon is riba. It is not by accident that the very last revelation to come down in the Quran came down after the farewell pilgrimage, after the farewell sermon. Allah sent down, Al-Yawm akmaltu lakum deenakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا. This day have I completed my favor unto you. This day have I perfected your religion for you. And then they returned to Medina. And on the authority of Abdullah ibn Abbas, radiallahu ta'ala anhuma, in the hadith recorded in Sahih Bukhari, the last revelation to come down was a revelation on riba in Surah Al-Baqarah. And in that revelation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declared war. If you do not give up what remains of your demand for riba, فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا فَأَذَنُوا بِحَرْبٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. Then take notice of a declaration of war from Allah and His Messenger. In the next session, it's going to be interesting for you. Why has Allah prohibited riba? What is riba? And how has riba been used as a weapon in order to enslave mankind, to produce the slave woman? Not only has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chosen riba as the last revelation in the Quran, and that is not by accident. Chosen riba as the last revelation in the Quran, and that is not by accident. No. But he has returned to the subject of riba in the visit of the angel Jibreel alayhi salam with the slave woman. In addition to which Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam has spoken on riba, he has cursed he who was sent as rahmatul lil alameen. I don't want to spoil your refreshments which are there waiting for you. But he has cursed all four and declared that they are all equally guilty. The one who takes riba, the one who gives riba, the one who records the transaction, and the two witnesses. And he said, whosoever consumes even 1 dirham of riba. Not only did the Prophet ﷺ curse all four, but he also declared that whosoever consumes even 1 dirham of riba, and I want you to hold on to that word, dirham. It is equivalent to committing adultery 36 times. That riba is the